Welcome to Simple English Advice, the channel that explains in a simple way any topic related to English language. Today's topic is morphemes. As this topic is extensive, it will be divided into part 1 and part 2. However, don't panic, because it is very interesting too. Morphemes are the base of it all. A morpheme is the smallest portion or unit of language with meaning, of all language in general, not only English. What does it mean? That you cannot divide a morpheme without losing its meaning. Think of it as an atom. The atom is the smallest unit of everything in the physical world that cannot be divided. Or it can? Well, at least not easily. Right? So, coming back to the subject. Morphemes are the smallest meaningful units of language that cannot be divided without losing its meaning. Check the following word. Inconsiderate. This is one word and it has 3 morphemes. In, consider, and ate. You cannot divide any of these 3 morphemes without losing their sense. You may say, well, I can divide consider in syllables. Consider. And then into letters. C-O-N-S-I-D-E-R. It is the smallest I can go. Maybe. However, notice that you are losing the meaning. Con doesn't mean anything. Si doesn't mean anything, and der doesn't mean anything. Imagine letters. Si does not mean literally anything when you want to communicate. Let's go back to the example inconsiderate. You may say, okay, so consider carries a meaning. It is a verb that means thinking carefully about something or regarding something or someone. But what about in and ate? No, not that kind of ate. They don't have meaning to me. It is because they have a functional meaning. They may not make sense alone, but they carry a kind of context for a word. And most of the times, this meaning is syntactical. Syntactic what? Syntactical. It has to do with the role or the function that words have in a sentence. We may also call it word class. The word class is like the identification of words. For example, this word is a noun, this word is a verb, an adjective, a pronoun, or a preposition. Those identifications are called word class. In the case of consider, it is a verb, an action, as many would say. If we add ate, we're changing it into an adjective. And if you add in, you may now mean the opposite, a person who does not consider others. So morphemes play a meaningful role and a functional role. Morphemes can be classified into 2 types, free morphemes and bound morphemes. Free morphemes are those that can stand alone in the sentence. They make sense and they carry meaning by their own. They are independent. A free morpheme is a word, but not any word is a free morpheme. Among these we have happy, care, fortune, and quick. Bound morphemes are, in the contrary, morphemes that cannot stand alone by their own. They are dependent. Bound morphemes are not words. They need to be with a free morpheme to make sense. Among these we have ness, full, miss, and li. Isolated, they don't make sense. But look now. Happiness, careful, misfortune, and quickly. If you see it, bound and free morphemes are like those relationships in which one person is more dependent and the other one is more independent and free. Okay, that's not a good example. Bound morphemes are classified into 2 subcategories, inflectional morphemes and derivational morphemes. Inflectional morphemes are those that when you add them to a word, they don't change the meaning and or the word class. For example, the morpheme S. It may seem a simple letter, but no, it is also a morpheme. that when you add it to a word, it can change the word from singular to plural. Consider the word car. Adding the morpheme S, you have the word cars. Does it change the meaning? No, it used to be one car, now we're talking about the same but more than one car. Does it change its role in the sentence? No, it used to be a noun and now it keeps being a noun. Inflectional morphemes are only 8, and they are the plural, the ones that end in S, ES, or IES, for example, walls, buses, and candies. We also have the possessive, apostrophe S, or just apostrophe for the words that are already in plural. For example, Danny's lunch, the pencil size, and cat's hair. The comparative ER, for example, nicer, crazier, and stronger. The superlative EST, for example, the fastest, the funniest, and the clearest. Third person singular in present tense, the ones that end in S, ES, or IES, we have runs, fixes, and cries. Regular past form ED, for example, helped, studied, and loved. Past participle of some irregular verbs, EN, for example, taken, broken, and eaten. And present participle ING, for example, thinking, sleeping, and erasing. It may seem a long list for you to remember, but keep in mind that inflectional morphemes are only these 8 that you see here. No more, no less. The rest are derivational. Derivational morphemes. They are the ones that when added to a word, they can change the meaning and or the class of the word. Consider the word legal. When you add to it the morpheme "ile", you're changing the meaning. You want to mean something completely different. Illegal. Let's go with the word functional. You're adding the morpheme "o" to function, and you're changing a noun or verb into an adjective. And if you add another morpheme, "ly", you're turning the adjective functional into functionally, that is an adverb. Here you don't change the meaning as such, but you change the class of the word from noun or verb, as in, your function is to kill them all, or the robot functions well, to an adjective, as in, she is a functional adult, and from adjective to adverb, as in, it works functionally. See the word time. When you add less to it, you're changing the meaning and the word class. Mainly, you're changing this word from a noun to an adjective, and you're changing the meaning. Someone or something that does not have time. Amazing, huh? If you say like this, morphemes are like Legos with which you can construct words creatively as long as you follow the rules. Hey, that is a good example. Okay, stop. Very good. Let's take a break here. Please go to part 2 of this video to learn more about morphemes and to practice. That was it for today, guys. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and check our other videos. Do you have doubts about any topic in specific? Tell us in the comments what topic you would like us to cover for further videos. Take care!